Okay, let's dive right into this. Welcome, focused learners, to today's explainer. Now, today, we aren't just looking at some standard internet mystery or a quirky alternate reality game. No, we're going to conduct a forensic breakdown of a meticulously crafted four-stage psychological trap. We've got primary source emails and coaching documents that reveal exactly how a highly intelligent victim named Paula Davis, who went by the online aliases Pavana or Voxmot, was systematically manipulated. What we're looking at here is the literal architecture of digital indoctrination. It's a process we're calling the Cicada Funnel. So here's our roadmap for decoding all this bizarre lore. We've got a system, so don't worry. We'll hit stage 1, the scout, then stage 2, information overload, stage 3, manufactured destiny, and stage 4, criminalizing doubt, before finally wrapping up with the gaslighting and psychological impact. All right, let's kick things off with stage 1, the scout. The absolutely crucial thing to understand about an indoctrination funnel is this. Victims don't just stumble into this stuff by accident, okay? They are carefully, deliberately selected. If we anchor ourselves chronologically right in Paula's descent, we can really see this play out. In phase 1, over just a matter of days, the target gets engaged through these complex digital puzzles, specifically Cicada 3301. Then, phase 2 takes a few weeks, and this is where the target is conditioned to believe their normal reality is actually a trance. Moving into phase 3 over several months, they get fully immersed in this grandiose destiny lore. And then tragically, by phase 4, the cognitive exhaustion leads to a severe mental breakdown and just devastating fallout. I mean, Paula went from solving puzzles to spending up to 18 hours a day chasing this manufactured reality. We're looking at a stark duality in this recruitment pipeline. You've got the scout on one hand and the handler on the other. Our sources show Thomas Schoenberger acting as the scout. He uses these incredibly complex online puzzles like Cicada 3301 and Tangri 137 as the initial hook. It's brilliant in a dark way because he's identifying aspirants who are actively out there looking for the secrets of the universe. Once the target is primed, boom. Thomas orchestrates a handoff to the handler, Lisa Kloppier. Lisa is the one who administers the deep psychological conditioning, and she operates under the guise of an awakening coach. It's a highly efficient, totally coordinated pipeline. Moving right along to stage 2, information overload. Fair warning, we are about to look at the chaotic, alternate reality they deliberately constructed to completely disorient the victim. Straight out of Lisa's emails to Paula, she just floods her with this massive, non-linear, alternate history. I mean, we're talking about the White Mongolian Trust supposedly guarding ancient wealth, Knights Templar operating as monks to protect sacred grottos, Admiral Byrd flying a plane via Antarctica straight into an inner Earth in 1947. Oh, and an entity named Mother Mary Rose, who is apparently encrypting the bulk of the Earth's gold, which is going to be redistributed via blockchain. Yeah, so the crucial takeaways here is that this isn't just creative fiction. This is clinical information overload. It's specifically designed to exhaust the target's cognitive defenses. You literally cannot fact-check all of this at once, so eventually your brain just gives up and accepts the leader's authority. Let's demystify just one specific piece of this cult terminology, Ariani. Lisa claims this is a highly protected inner Earth paradise. But notice how these wildly disconnected conspiracies are just woven together here to create one inescapable master narrative. She tells Paula that UFOs aren't aliens from outer space at all. They're actually our highly advanced ancestors from Ariani, living right here inside the Earth. So suddenly, every conspiracy theory you've ever heard is suddenly just a puzzle piece in their grand, manufactured universe. It's like a giant puzzle where they control all the pieces. Now for stage 3, manufactured destiny. So, with the target's reality successfully scrambled, the handlers move in with the emotional hook. In their awakening coaching materials, they promise to, quote, midwife your unique gift. They are preying directly on people seeking meaning. They explicitly tell targets that their unique energy can impact the entire world, and that if they just harness it, money and support will flow easily, no struggle required. They completely convince the target that they aren't just playing an internet puzzle, they are meant for a grand cosmic prophecy. And we can see this exact thing in action in this actual email from Lisa to Paula. She writes, "Welcome home, beautiful sister." It's a cicada thing, playing prophecy and destiny out. Okay, this is classic love bombing. By repeatedly emphasizing that Paula is part of a literal prophecy, it creates this intense emotional dependency. It effectively traps the victim through guilt. Think about it. To walk away wouldn't just mean logging off some internet forum. It would mean failing your divine destiny and literally turning your back on the universe. Which brings us to the darkest part of the template. Stage 4, criminalizing doubt. Because what happens when the victim inevitably starts to use logic, right? When they start to question this overwhelming lore? Well, the handlers proactively attack the very concept of questioning itself. In their coaching PDF, there's this image of a person holding lemons over their eyes, and the text accompanying it teaches that normal thoughts are a deception and completely irrelevant. They convince the victim that their own intuition, their critical thinking, and their totally logical doubts are actually just malicious old programs or a trance of the mind. They are literally weaponizing the target's own brain against them. To enforce this, they use a mechanism they call absolute presence and inspired certainty. Basically, the coach holds absolute confidence in who the client really is, and that's a definition that entirely bypasses the client's own mind and memories. It completely isolates the victim's mind. If you're told that your own logical doubts are a deception, well, you have absolutely no choice but to rely entirely on the leader's authority to dictate what is real. It is a highly effective, extremely high-control trap. Let's look at the gaslighting and psychological impact. We really need to bring this explainer back to the tragic human cost of this digital brainwashing. Looking at Paula's eventual breaking point, this is just a desperate email she sent to Thomas in late 2017. She writes, "You hypnotized me. You led me. Then you left. Left me in left brain off, hanging, stuck, not getting better." This right here grounds everything we've talked about in the severe reality of a mental breakdown. Her cognitive defenses were utterly shattered by the puzzles, the lore, and the coaching. She was left totally unable to distinguish fantasy from reality. And how does the scout respond to a victim in crisis? Look at Thomas's email back to her. "Now you go to my friend Pauline and stab me in the back? Why have you become a Judas?" It's just wild. Contrast Paula's desperation with Thomas's cruel, defensive response. He aggressively gaslights her, accuses her of betrayal, literally calls her a Judas, and flat out refuses to take any responsibility for the manipulation, claiming he's just a damn composer. He weaponizes her confusion to make himself the victim. The psychological toll here is just devastating. In her emails, Paula stated she was badly hurt, hospitalized, and, her words, poisoned near to death. This proves that what we're looking at isn't just internet roleplay, it's not a game, and it's definitely not just a quirky puzzle. The Cicada Funnel is a system of severe psychological abuse that isolates victims, exhausts them cognitively, and leaves absolute real-world damage in its wake. Which leaves us with this final vital question. We've seen exactly how lore, love bombing, and information control were weaponized right inside a person's inbox. If a trap this sophisticated can be woven so seamlessly into emails about ancient mysteries and universal love, where else are we seeing these exact same digital indoctrination templates today? I urge you, focused learners, you've got to keep your critical thinking fully engaged in all digital spaces. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and as always, stay curious.